everyone, I'm Cindy Williams. I'm ABMP's Education Program Coordinator. In our next session, Heath and Nicole Reed rejuvenate the skin, clear congestion, and calm the mind with East meets West face massage. They'll integrate Ayurvedic, Thai, craniosacral, Chinese, and Japanese therapeutic approaches to the face and scalp massage for an amazing treatment that your clients will love. Heath and Nicole Reed love to integrate ancient healing practices to balance modern day stress and continue to evolve their own healing practices with a special focus on expanding consciousness. Join an always lively and fun conversation with Heath and Nicole, owners of Bodyworker Seminars, and amplify your body intelligence with gentle yet empowering results-driven techniques. Have fun.
Welcome to East Meets West Face Massage.
My name's Heath.
And I'm Nicole.
And we are excited to share a myriad, a cornucopia
of synergy, a fusion of
different types of approaches to bodywork from across the globe.
Yeah, and particularly Asia.
Yeah, and both from, we'll be looking at the energetic perspective of traditional Chinese medicine, Japanese shiatsu, Ayurvedic Indian medicine, as well as Thai medical theory. And we'll also be blending in some Western approaches as well.
Yum.
Some craniosacral therapy.
Some lymphatic drainage. A little bit of Indian head massage.
Yeah.
Yum.
So East meets West, and finding a way to blend, to integrate, and to create an experience that really helps to open the senses, open the awareness, and relax the nervous system.
Yeah, especially when the hands, feet, and face are the portals to relaxation. Most sensory neurons are found in the hands, feet, and face. So if you want to get to relaxation fast, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, the highest proportion of sensory neurons, and one of those locations is the face.
Yes, so we're focusing on the face, the head, and the neck a little bit today.
Yeah, super soothing. And we're also going to be looking at different projects, not only to release and reduce stress, but also helping to alleviate tension, headaches, sinus congestion, allergy-like symptomatology, as well as some TMJD.
Yes. And of course, if you've been with us before, you know we love to do a little bit of movement. Some way to take care of ourselves, to add some self-care into our own practice so that we can begin to feel like our cup is being filled.
Yeah, absolutely. And so why don't we just go into some experience?
Okay, so a little yoga for the face inspired by Danielle Collins. She calls herself the forefront runner of face yoga for the face. So we're going to do a little bit of face yoga today. I'm going to get my hair tie and pull my hair back a little bit so I can do that with you. Are you joining us, Heath, today, doing a little face yoga?
I'd be happy to. I don't know what we're doing, so I'll be learning along with you all.
Some of these techniques I do for myself each morning and evening to help recirculate blood, recirculate lymph in my face, to help bring more, to reduce inflammation and kind of clear out congestion in general. So, and also a side bonus and plus is to create a young-looking facial experience for myself and those around me.
I absolutely agree. You are gorgeous.
So thank you. And
and I'm appreciating how beautiful you are 20 years into our relationship.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I appreciate my morning and evening rituals for my skin.
Yeah. How do you take care of yourself?
Yeah, some self-care, self-nourishing moves. So the first move is, they're a little weird, a little wacky, so have fun trying some of these on. So we're going to bring two fingers, our V fingers, on the ends of our eyebrows. And we're going to look up and squint our eyes and make your eyes flutter as you breathe in. Make the eyes flutter and then breathe out and relax. Let's do that 2 more times. You're pressing firmly at the ends of the eyebrows as you look up, and then squint your eyes as you look up. Make your eyes jiggle wiggle and then relax.
That's weird, Nicole.
It is weird. I know. Press firmly with the fingers as you look up 1 more time. And then squint your eyes if you're trying to squint and see something in the far distance. Make your eyes jiggle wiggle and then Relax. Close the eyes with the fingers here this time and firmly squeeze your eyes together and make the eyes wiggle jiggle a little bit. And one more breath.
Have to peek to see what you're up to.
And then let it go. So yeah, we're kind of working around stimulating the acupressure points at the ends of the eyebrows and working the muscles of the eye, around the eyes to support and let go of some of those under eye
Oh, the bags.
bags under the
Get rid of those bags.
So now we're going to do something weird for the mouth. So just around the mouth itself. So we're going to kind of cover your teeth with your lips.
Aren't I always doing that?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then you're going to try and smile, but still cover your teeth. So you're...
I wish
this is
we
fun.
could see all you. Try that. It feels funny.
Back and forth a couple times. Can you relax your shoulders as you do that? So you're trying to smile at me at the same time as you cover your lips.
It doesn't look like a smile.
But you're trying.
I'm so happy.
And let it go. You're going to do that one more time now, covering the... I got a little upper lip, so I got a little hot with that one for some reason. That's good stuff. So now we're going to cover the lips again, but this time we're going to move and stretch our neck at the same time. We're going to look up and look down towards our chest. And we're going to move our chin. So we're going to...
It's like a turtle.
Going up and going down.
Oh, yeah. And we're working the platysma?
Yeah, a little bit.
I so wish we could see all of you at the same time.
One more.
Yeah. Don't take yourself too seriously.
No, we're having a little bit of fun here.
Healing doesn't work so well in a container of seriousness.
Well, not for you.
No.
So we'll take the hands over the forehead. There you go.
Yeah.
Fingers touching,
Yeah,
and then
we'll-
just gently rake across the forehead down. You're not even pulling.
good.
Yeah, you're not even pulling the skin or anything like that. You're just raking the skin across a few times. After all that effort,
That
right?
makes my breath deepening. All those worry lines that furrow the eyebrow melting, opening up that windshield of perception.
Yes. Nice. That feel good.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna reach under your neck here, and then you're gonna stretch your chin up towards the sky and let your fingers glide towards the clavicles.
It's like a self-lymphatic
Yes.
drainage
So
technique.
super light, just enough to stretch the skin. Nothing too deep. Let's do one more.
Yeah, I also like that this routine helps to counteract all the forward head position with us doing some neck extensions.
Yes. Nice.
Cool.
And then we're gonna take a finger right in between. Rest it on the marma point. Indian, this is one of the kind of like Indian acupressure or Indian acupoint therapy point right in the center. Also in Chinese medicine known as yin tang. And we're just going to press and circle one way a few times. The third eye chakra, stimulating this marma that's anywhere from the fingerprint size all the way up to a tea saucer. Marmas can be as large as a tea saucer, and then reverse, go the other way.
It doesn't matter if you start clockwise or counterclockwise?
No, it doesn't matter, just as long as you get to go both ways.
I'm getting very, very sleepy.
And then we're going to pinch along our jawline several times, all the way out. Pinch that little kind of pinching, flicking sensation.
It's like that, what's that dinosaur? With the, like,
I don't know. Like a raptor of sorts.
it makes me feel like a dinosaur.
Like old.
Yeah.
And then you're going to pull your earlobes. So you're going to pull your earlobes down 3 times. And then pull them back 3 times.
I'm going over all those auricular therapy reflexes.
Yes, going up. Yes, that's right. We're going to do working those auricular therapies, going up 3 times. And then relax a little bit. Nice. And then we're going to do a little bit of lymphatic drainage. I probably should have done this first, but that's all right. We can do this in this order. I'm going to finish up with some lymphatics. So you're going to bring your fingers, your ring finger, to rest on the inside of your clavicle, or actually just on the medial head of your clavicle, just above. So you're resting on just above the bone, and you're starting to gently pump as if you're stretching the skin down and in towards your clavicle. I say to do this like 50 times. We'll do it like 3 breaths. Just kind of get a sense of this and notice if you start to feel any drainage. Do you start to feel some drainage?
Swallowing. Yeah, it's draining.
Yeah, starting to clear out some congestion, reducing inflammation, helping support our immune system by gently draining the lymphatic system. It can be quicker if you like. It could be slower. What feels good for you?
Just enough to move the skin, right? We're not really moving any muscle or...
No, not moving any muscle.
cross
Just enough
fiber
to
or-
stretch the skin is our pressure.
No friction here. Yeah.
Nice. And then we're going to move to our neck. So going from along the SCM muscle, we're going to drag along the SCM just enough to, again, to stretch the skin into that clavicle, into that head of the clavicle.
Kind of like draining toward the nose around the sternal notch.
Yeah. So gently dragging in. And sometimes you get a little fancy and you can do both at the same time. But do what feels good. You can alternate side to side. If
That does feel
feels
good.
Which one?
I like the double whammy.
The double? I like alternating. Yeah, so starting to feel that drainage. Let's do one more each way or just a couple more, finishing up. Again, they say like 50 times. I do it at least until I feel some drainage and then a little clarity. And then pausing. Nice. And then we're going to do for the back of the neck, kind of cup your fingers. So your fingers are resting on the occiput or the base of the like at the base of the skull. Yeah, and then you're going to gently pull down towards the kind of down and anterior at the same time. So you're sort of going down and in front. So as if you're still pulling the tissue or stretching your skin towards the clavicles.
So no massaging, right? We're
No
just kind
massaging.
of moving the skin over
Yep.
the muscle.
Yes.
And kind of starting suboccipitals.
Yep.
That's what it looks like.
Yep,
Okay.
starting suboccipitals and maybe an inch or two stretching down and anterior towards the clavicles still. Yeah, I notice how relaxing this feels. How softening this feels.
Yeah.
As compared to the face yoga stuff. It's definitely more active.
Yeah, we got right in there with that flutter eyeball thing.
I know, I was kind of excited about sharing that. Nice.
I couldn't tell.
And then our final move for lymphatic drainage, we're going to bring our finger in front of the ear and behind the ear.
That one.
And you're going to drain down towards the clavicles again. You can scissor the ears. I have most of my fingers behind the ears, but whatever feels good.
Interesting.
I feel that one. Down towards the clavicles. And new cool research is out talking about how the lymphatic system is related and tied into the central nervous system. So by draining our lymph, we're having an impact on our brain and spinal cord. Not pretty cool
That's
new
awesome.
new info? I think that's neat. And then finishing up on the face, a little more lymphatic. So you're just kind of gentle brushing across the cheeks out towards the temples a couple times. Back and forth, a little feathering there.
I see you doing this at night before you go to sleep.
Mostly, yes. And then fingers on either side of your lips, the edge of your mouth. Oh yeah, Mr. Mustache. And you're just going to gently kind of flick your fingers away.
Oh, you're messing up with my do.
I know, sorry about that. Do what you can. Go behind your do.
Oh.
Oh, there you go. And Dr. Chow says to do this, 36 times.
Yeah, our Qigong master.
Yeah, still like this. Let's do one more breath. Having fun yet?
I think it's way more fun if you smile.
You're doing it funny.
Yeah, please follow what Nicole's doing. I don't know what I'm doing.
And then finally we're going to trace our own meridian. So you're going to bring your fingers on either side of the nose and go up the center line, kind of pressing up through the inner brow, through the forehead. Bring the fingers all the way around to the back of the head and down that SCM again, kind of drape into that SCM. Then you're going to take your thumb behind your ears, rotate your hands so that your cupped hands are over your ears, press in and pop, create an ear pop. So we're going to do that two more times. So go up and over, around, down the SCM. And then up and around the ears. Cover the ears. Pop.
Pop.
Yes, one more.
We're tracing along meridians over the head. This is a closing sequence for medical Qigong.
And pop. Nice. Then we can finish with a little tapping across the top of the corpus callosum, that center line of the head. Tapping, tapping, tapping all around the head. Center line. All around. And then we can clear the face, a little brushing. All the way down. Yay, and let's take it off the arms. And the hands, they were working there too. Shaking that off. Nice. So there's some little self-care for the face, and you can do that. I do that twice a day, morning and night. Do some kind of facial love on my, does that sound weird? You made a funny face?
Yeah. Anti-aging, anti-wrinkling, I would probably phrase it as, and also just an exquisite way to take care of yourself.
Yes. So what are your ways? How do you take care of yourself? I know sometimes we even just putting flowers around me is a really sweet way to add a little self-care into the day. How do you take care of yourself?
Yeah, I'm noticing my breath has become deeper since you brought us through that, and breathing.
Breathing is a self-care move?
Yeah, conscious breathing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and new research is showing, or I guess it's not new research, but research does show that all it takes is 3 breaths to move from the fight or flight response into the healing response. So finding 3 breaths, you can try that on right now and notice how your biology responds in a whole different way.
Ooh, I just had the idea. Can we add one more thing?
Sure, what do you need?
Let's release the jaw.
Oh, yeah.
So we can make some sound. We can also keep the humor alive.
Yes.
With a great way to release the jaw. And if you release the TMJ truly, you release 70% of stored up or unconscious tension in your body.
Let's do that.
Yeah, so take index and thumb right to your mandible. And we're going to take a deep breath in through our nose and then an audible as you drop your jaw. Try that 2 more times. Through the nose. And the sound is as important as the technique, so get that vibration going. Yeah. Okay, let's do the advanced one. So that's the, we're starting to warm you up to it. Opposite hand. This time we're going to make the sound la, and we're going to stretch our tongue out too. So make yourself a funny face. Join us. See who can make the funniest face.
Heath or Nicole? La. I think you look funnier than me.
I would count on it.
La. I feel compelled to open my eyes wide.
We don't have a lot of rules, but if you're not smiling, you're definitely doing it wrong. So just a little overview. Now it's all going to be hands-on. Nicole's going to be doing some techniques, and then I'll follow her up, and we'll trade. But yeah, just to kind of look over the different ways of seeing the face and encountering the face. And of course, from the West, we have a very musculoskeletal approach, looking at the bony landmarks and the muscles, and but also, from a craniosacral perspective, the bones, the skull, the sutures, and how they interact, how they move, or how they're compressed, also have a direct impact on our well-being, and specifically on the underlying tissues of the brain and the meningeal membrane and the CSF.
Yes, and even now the lymphatic system.
Yeah, we see the lymphatic and the CSF are conjoined, have some really cool connections. And also in the East, they see the face, just like the feet is a microcosm of the whole body, the macrocosm. The face houses all these reflex zones and all these areas that can be assessed based on the health and quality of your organs. And you can see the different zones in the slide here. And of course, meridians. We'll be doing some Japanese shiatsu, working the gallbladder and the governing vessel.
And then pausing on acupressure points that help drain sinuses.
Yeah, and help to create an overall sense of ease and flow. And you'll be sharing more in the Indian face massage. Yeah, the Ayurvedic.
Yeah, we talked about one already. We did the third eye chakra, the marma.
Anjali,
Anjali marma. Yes.
Yeah. And marmas could be anywhere from the size of a coin to, in the cases of the chakras, the size of a
tea saucer.
And keep in mind, they're not just a two-dimensional wheel. It's a spherical. So
3 dimensions.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. So we're not just moving forward with our intuition, but to the sides, behind you. How do you see behind your head? Eyes in the back of your head?
You got a pair of eyes in the back of your head?
Well, I got one. Not very funny.
No.
We'll also be doing some auricular therapy too.
One particular in that inner helix of your ear. So you got the outer edge of your ear, and then you have the inner edge of your ear, and we're going to massage that little inner edge as a way to stimulate your spine.
Yeah. But great, let's make our way to some lymphatic drainage techniques. I'll get on the table. Yay, I get to receive.
I know, I love our job.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So he's going to get on the table and we're going to do some lymphatic drainage. Pretty much the same kind of techniques that we just did for ourselves, we can do for our clients. All right, so lymphatic drainage on the face for our clients. So similar to the techniques that we did, actually the same techniques that we did on ourselves, we can offer to our clients. So let's give them a little bit of a lymphatic drainage experience to help reduce inflammation, release congestion, help boost the immune system, and kind of bring more circulation to the skin. And those organ meridians that bring more circulation to the skin are the lungs and spleen. So we're going to kind of help stimulate the spleen kind of vicariously through the lymphatic system. So we're bringing our pointer finger this time to find the medial head of the clavicle. Once you find the medial head of the clavicle, you can just come above that with the fingers, and you're gently going to press as if you're guiding or gently pumping behind or just above the clavicles. Nice gentle pumping. They say to do this again like 50 times. I do about 3 breaths. That seems enough, or until I start to see my client swallow a few times. It could be quicker if you like. It could be slower. So yeah, the new research showing how the lymphatic system is directly related to and somehow has a connection with the brain and spinal cord, the central nervous system, is so cool. So we're kind of clearing the head of congestion here.
And isn't there lymph in the brain?
And there's lymph being produced in the brain. Isn't that awesome? And then there's all these lymph nodes as pictured here that we are guiding the lymph towards. But there's new information about the lymph, that the lymph used to believe that their lymph doesn't have vessels, but they actually do have muscle that help pump the lymph a bit. So it doesn't necessarily need our help, but we are definitely supporting lymph drainage here. So from here, I think it was about 50 times. You feel any little drainage there, Heath? All right, so we can go down the SCM. So you can see along the SCM, I'm going to change the picture here. You can see the SCM, there are lymph nodes along and in the SCM, the length of the SCM. So we're going to work with those nodes going down from behind the ear, from the mastoid process, all the way down to that medial head of the clavicle. And again, just enough pressure to stretch the skin. Just enough pressure to stretch the skin. Not anymore. You don't need any more than that. You can do this again 50 times. Maybe 3 breaths. And then we'll repeat that on the opposite side. Going down. An opportunity for everyone to take a nice long deep breaths in and out. Connecting with those 3 breaths. You can begin to notice how you feel. Notice any sensations in your body as you're working. And playing with the lymph here. And then I can bring my attention outward. Notice how my partner's responding to my touch, beginning to loop my attention in and out. Breathing in, I notice something about myself, connect with how I connect with the chair, my head position, my breath. And then looping out, noticing how my partner, the heat of their skin, feeling a little bit of bristle from hair, and then we'll come back to neutral. So looping your awareness in and out, an essential tool to help keep your energy refreshed. One of my new favorite tools. So going from the pump and down the SCM, and now we're going to go behind. Remember we did this cool thing where we went down and anterior. So we're just dragging off the base of the occiput, going down and anterior at the same time. Just enough pressure to stretch the skin. Should feel effortless for you. Should feel like something's happening for your partner, for your client. And then Jake wants our dog just came into my lap. He wants a little attention. He wants lymphatic drainage. Maybe even smiling into the lymph. Smiling into your own lymph, noticing any drainage that happens when you're working on someone else's lymphatic system. And then we'll try that on the opposite side, going down and anterior, just off the base of the occiput, off those suboccipitals, brushing down. I can feel Heath kind of starting to float away a little bit here. His head just got a little heavier, and I feel the warmth in my feet. One more inhale, one more exhale, gently brushing that tissue down towards the head of the clavicle.
I'm imagining if you used a pillow, gravity would assist the drainage.
Gravity would assist. If we had a nice big pillow that they can rest their head on, you don't even have to hold the head up. That would be a really great assist to the lymphatic system. And then we're going to go behind the ears this time, and I'll turn the head again to make it easy to see. Behind the ears, going down towards that SCM. And you can do the scissor, emphasizing the down pressure. And you can see those lymphs right behind the ear. That's what we're going for. But it sort of feels nice to go in front of and behind the ear. Nice. Yeah, I just had the thought of maybe even stacking your partner's head on maybe a soft fist to kind of add a little bit of extra gravity assistance to your technique. So going front and behind the ear, working those nodes gently down towards that clavicle. One more inhale, one more exhale. I like to open with lymphatic massage, begin to open those nodes, begin to help jumpstart the immune system. And then we'll go into some deeper work like classic Thai face massage. So I'm going to do some traditional Thai face massage, something we practice pretty regularly as we bring our thumbs to the center of the forehead and then spread our thumbs nice and wide out towards the temple. Lighten our pressure at the temples as you circle 3 times. Firm deep press, spread across the forehead and end up at the temples, circle 3 times. Across the brow, out to those temples and circle 3 times. Can you create a rocking rhythmic motion in your body as you give? Then we're going to go across the bridge of the nose, this time going out to and then just in front of the TMJ, in front of the ear on the TMJ. In front of the ear and on the TMJ, circling 3 times. And then across the bridge of the nose, below the zygome, again out towards TMJ and circle 3 times. We're going to go above and below the lip, emphasize Mr. Mustachio as we bring it up and into, this time, masseter, and circle 3 times. Above and below the chin. Spread that chin apart, bringing it up into the masseter once again, and circle 3 times. I'm going to go right into that helix, that inside helix of the ear. So we have the outer helix of the ear, and then we have the inner. So we're going to massage, firmly massage. This is the spinal reflex in auricular therapy for the body. Spinal reflex. So I give a nice firm massage to those ears. Sending blood to that part of the body, to the spine. Usually feels pretty relaxing. We're going to go into Indian head massage. My notes, making sure that I don't miss a thing. So yes, I'll talk about champi, the kind of where the word shampoo comes from. In India, they do traditional, in barbershops, they do these elaborate head and scalp massages, and they sound fantastic. I've seen videos and they look fantastic, and I just want to go to experience one of those. We're going to bring our hand to the side, kind of like a soft fist, and we're going to circle the front of the ear, and then bring that circle behind the ear as we begin to stimulate the scalp. And then we're going to take that from behind and bring it up towards the front. I start to change to my knuckles, and then I go back to my soft fist, the side of my hand. Let's repeat that 2 more times. 2 more times around the ear, to the base of the head, base of the occiput, and then bring it back up. Nice and easy. 1 more time, all the way around. And back to start. We'll repeat that on the other side of the head. Circling. Doesn't matter which way your circle goes, what feels most natural, starting in front of the ear, making your way behind the head, and then up the back of the head towards the front of the hairline, and then we'll start again. 2 more passes, stimulate the entire scalp. Remembering all those muscles that were on the face, well, there's not as many muscles on the head itself. So working with the fascia is imperative to helping release tension, to bring more blood flow and circulation to the body, to the head, to the brain, to the face. And then we'll pause, bringing the head back to neutral. And I just kind of want to show you a picture of the head and the scalp and all the muscles, and then look at that big band of fascia on the top of the head that we're going to continue to work with. So we're going to do a little bit of plucking. So I'm going to pull the hair out closest to the roots of the head, and then begin to pluck all around the head.
Please don't pull it out.
Don't pull, well, you want to keep your hair, yes. I get it.
Keep what I got.
But just a gentle kind of pull. Is that not?
No, it feels good.
Okay, does it feel good? Good. So gentle pull all around the scalp, pretty vigorous. We got a nice big deep breath in from Heath. Makes me want to take a deep breath in too. And then we can do some upward flicking. So we're going to flick up, open palm to the sky, and then go on up from the back of the head to the front. I'm going to even trace his sideburns a little bit. And we'll do like 3 passes here. I think that's 3. Nice. Then we'll get close to the head, grab as much tissue or hair as you can, and then begin to circle through the scalp. Yeah. And these scalp circles, releasing the fascia of the head, is number 1 related to releasing tension headaches. Number 1 technique in releasing tension headaches for your clients. So those tension headaches that migrate throughout the day, that show up in the morning in one place and then show up another place in the afternoon, this is a go-to move. And we see really great results just by releasing the fascia of the scalp. And if they don't have hair, you can do little C shapes all around the scalp, just kind of twist the tissue all around the head. Nice. And then a nice hair brushing. I went up for the hair brushing. If you like, you can go down. We're going up today. Feels natural and easy kind of hair brushing. And then a final move, a little bit of hacking on the head. Have you ever done a little quack? Ta-da! As a way to finish the scalp head, a little stimulation to the neocortex there. Then we're going to go right into Indian face massage. We're going to bring our fingers together at the forehead and closest to the brow. And then we're going to take 3 presses up towards the hairline. And once you get to the hairline, then we're going to go wide and 3 presses down towards the brow. Once you get to the brow, I'm going to turn my fingers and press and hold. Let's hold for a breath. Holding firmly over those brows. And then we're going to continue out wide with our finger pressure towards the temples. And then turn to go under the eyes, across the zygomate, towards the bridge of the nose. We'll go down just under the zygomate, cup those cheekbones, and hold firm press for an extra breath. And then follow along out towards the ears, TMJ. And then bring it down along masseter, in through and towards the chin, firm press. And then we're going to go under the chin and bring it back up the jawline. And we're going to do that ear pull thing again. So we're going to pull down 3 times. Stimulate those reflexes on and around the ears. Pull back 3 times and up 3 times. And that is our Indian head scalp massage, also along with our traditional Thai face. Let's address a couple of marmas on the head here first before we go away. I think Heath will appreciate a little chakra work. Marmas, also known as acupoints, therapy points. They're points along the nadis, or along the energy system of the Ayurvedic energy system. And the energy that travels through, the word for energy or breath of life, the chi, the ki that travels along the nadis is prana. So we use prana in Ayurvedic terms, and in Thai terms it's lom. The energy, the word for energy is lom. And in Chinese medicine the word for that is chi or ki. In Japan it's ki, K-I, like as in Reiki. So you can hold these points individually or at the same time. We can do what we did at the beginning. We can circle the marmas, stimulate the prana and moving through these points. You can circle 3 times in each direction or more, working that crown chakra. Svadhisthana, I believe that's correct. That we're circling this marma up here as a way to conclude and finish your turn on the table. Yum, I think we may have lost Heath for a second there. Super relaxing. Like we said, it is the portal of relaxation, the doorway to the sympathetic nervous, the parasympathetic nervous system, when the body begins to rest and restore. You feel rested?
I don't want to get up.
Slightly restored?
Yes. Let's switch.
Let's switch.
Oh, all right. That felt really good, Nicole. Now I'm too relaxed to present. Oh, well, let's move into some other possibilities.
Gathering your thoughts.
I'm gathering myself. And Nicole had the opportunity to presence herself with the face yoga and the self-chi massage we did in the beginning. I'm just gathering my own presencing myself. And something Nicole and I have been saying for years is that your presence is more important than your technique. How you show up is more important than what you do. So I'll invite everybody, maybe change one thing about your posture. Maybe take a couple deep breaths, maybe those 3 conscious breaths to feel yourself back in your feet, back in your core. As we explore a few different approaches to release TMJD, which impacts about, depending on what study you check out, about 30 to 50% of Americans at some point will experience symptoms of TMJD, whether it be localized pain, the ringing tinnitus or tinnitus, I've heard it pronounced, bruxism, the grinding, immobility, to move the jaw. So it's a huge portion of the population that experiences this, and energetically, especially from a craniosacral perspective, the jaw, the mandible, is described as the storehouse of emotions. So when we kind of bite our lip, when we swallow our feelings, bite our tongue, we have a stiff upper lip. These are all forms, these are ways that our body is suppressing our expression. In Ayurvedic medicine, Vishuddha, the throat soul, is known as purification, and this area of the jaw and the neck is the intermediary between above and below, between the reasoning mind and the feeling heart. So this is a great entryway. This is also a highly sensitive joint, the TMJ. When we're stressed, we tend to clench down. And when we are in the grips of fear, fight or flight, or stress, if we do grit or we protract our jaw, we send a signal to our nervous system that all is not well, that we have to brace for impact. So right now, notice where is the position of your jaw? How easy do you feel in your mandible? And let's begin to work some of these very powerful muscles as well as the joints themselves related to TMJD. So working with the masseter muscles, I'm going to trace from using my finger pads just below the zygomatic arch down to the mandible. And I can either do this passively with less pressure, with my finger pads. If I want a little more pressure, you can notice Nicole's mandible is starting to open up. We can carry it through with a thenar eminence, and it gets a little more activity with stretching that fascia. This is the strongest muscle in the body per contractile capacity in the masseter. Some folks have stated it's the tongue. It's actually the masseter, and there is a superficial level. Let me have
for its size, right?
Yeah, for its size. There's a superficialis. I just asked Nicole to do what's called a call for motion. So as I move through, let's begin to open that jaw. And by her actively moving through the range of motion, that will help assist in re-educating the nervous system to have a little more spaciousness in the TMJ. So we can focus more straight down, or we can focus more on profundus, which is another layer of the masseter. I move toward the angle of the jaw, but you'll want to lighten up just before you get to that angle, because we've got that parotid glands, salivary, really feel tender if you do too much force here. I'm also sensing for where are adhesions or trigger points. And if I do note some adhesions, I could apply a little trigger point therapy here.
Makes me a yawn.
Yeah. Oh, yawns are contagious.
Don't do it.
Okay. And I'm going to find an adhesion. I'll ask you to just allow your jaw to be soft. And I'm going to begin to add some pressure. I can do one at a time, or I can work both sides at the same time as I'm doing here on the camcorder. And anywhere from 3 to 30 seconds we're going to hold any trigger points. And trigger points are areas of ischemia, which means without blood. And when after about a half minute, maybe I'll palpate for another spot. Just be mindful, don't go too close to the earlobe, or you could be over those parotid glands. It does not feel comfortable. And area ischemia, you can think of it as a vacuoly kind of restriction, like a beaver dam in the bloodstream, in the circulatory system of the muscle, of the masseter. And what I'm doing is temporarily we're holding over those points, those kinks in the hose. I'm kinking the hose, so I'm actually creating more ischemia. I'm pushing the blood out further, forcing it to come through deeper layers of the blood vessel. And as I release, it's like unkinking the hose. So the idea, the theory is that as I release, that kinked hose will flushed open with new oxygenated blood. And then we'll just strip it out again, and I'll ask you to, anytime you'd like, if you'd like, you can add a little sound. And I'm noticing just a tiny little speck. You've got a little, it looks like a piece of confetti there we moved there. So inhale here. On the exhale, maybe a ah, the sound of the heart, the sound of the divine ah. Or I can go more in the pathway of profundus, 2 layers of mass that are, you hear the word of the mystics of spirituality in the word ah and the sound ah. One more like that, as in Allah, God, Jehovah, Jesus. The ah, a great way to connect into the heart. And then we'll also do a couple things for temporalis. I'll work right over that tendon and do a little longitudinal friction here over that. You can notice on the slide there that thick band of the tendon of the temporalis muscle, another extremely powerful muscle. If you'd like, we can add a little call for motion. We can ask our client to open on up. And we don't usually do call for movement or call for motion, which is a lot of that's inspired by Ida Rolf's work, unless they're willing to participate. If they're here for relaxation, to melt, you probably won't do much call for motion. And I'm also going to hook in, you can keep your body relaxed, just beneath the apex of the ear. I'm going to hook into that temporal bone. And it's going to be rather firm pressure. This is an advanced craniosacral technique where I'm going to lift as though Nicole had a top hat, and I'm pulling that top hat, I'm pulling the cranium off the brain, and quite firm pressure here, and I'm just going to hold anywhere from about 30 seconds to 3 minutes, fairly firm. So a lot of beginning craniosacral, they talk about using about 5 grams of pressure. I'm probably using closer to maybe 5-10 pounds of pressure, lifting up, pulling up, maybe even more like 15-20 pounds. When that feels complete, I'll also work with the temporal bone with a more subtle connection. So I'm going to use the inner concha of the ear, so supporting behind the ear with the finger or fingers, and then my thumb is going to point directly in, so where the thumbs point with the fingertips. So avoid holding at a 45-degree angle, but imagine the thumbs, if they were to point through the skull, they'd be pointing right at each other. And so first thing, I'm just going to presence. I'm going to connect up with this bone. So I'm feeling through the ear for the temporal bone. Of course, the temporal mandibular joint is created by the articulation of the temporal bone and the mandible. And this is a craniosacral technique as well. And after I get a sense of it, I have 2 options. I can either do a clean decompression, just pure decompression by drawing the ears outward, only 5 grams. Here we're going to go super subtle pressure. With this approach, less is more, and I'm going directly out lateral. Or, as long as they're over the age of 9, you can do a decompressive, both compressive and decompressive combo by drawing the ear at a 45-degree angle lateral posterior. So one option is just to simply hold. Another one is to decompress the hands lateral away, or I'm making like an A-frame with this 45-degree angle posterior lateral. And I'm moving rather quickly for craniosacral therapy. A lot of times you'll hold for a few minutes. I'm sensing for this craniosacral rhythm or wave that's been observed in functional MRIs where the bones of the skull move away from the center of the brain in what's called flexion, or the filling stage of the craniosacral wave. And then the bones of the skull move closer back toward the center of the skull in what's called extension. It has nothing to do with muscular flexion extension. It's more associated with the movement of the master central bone named the sphenoid. I noticed a shift. I'm going to release in the direction that I've been moving. And I'm also going to add a little craniosacral for the mandible. Let's send, after those more firm, kind of yang styles, more physical styles, I like to balance yin and yang, left and right hemisphere, and more deep, intensive physical practice with more metaphysical, subtle practice. I'm going to locate the angle of the jaw, and then I'm going to move just about a half an inch forward.
I can palpate first to find that divot on the jaw. Yeah. And so it's kind of in the middle. If you notice the picture on the screen, the muscle, it's about midway along that masseter articulation as it wraps under the jaw. And then I'm going to come right on top of the jawline. So not under the jaw, but I'm also not in toward the teeth or the gum line, just on the very ledge edge. First step, I'm just going to hold in a sense. I'm going to imagine as though I can feel the bone through my contact, even though my pressure is such that I'm not actually pressing on the bone, only about 5 grams of contact. Basically, if you're moving the skin here, you're probably using more than 5 grams. And once I get a sense, if I feel ready, I'm going to begin to move inferior. You may not be able to tell from the camera, but I'm beginning to gently decompress the mandible inferior toward the foot of the table. Noticing my own jaw. I'm taking one of the most powerful healing, cleansing, letting go breaths is to inhale through the nose, exhale out an open mouth. I do this regularly to recirculate my energy. Also looping my awareness. I'm noticing how my hands are contacting Nicole, outward awareness. And then I notice inside what's going on. What sensation is most obvious in my body? Or maybe what sensation is most subtle in my body? Bringing my awareness into the soles of my feet or into my back body, noticing my shoulders, my face, my jaw. And then I'm going to soften, releasing here. And one more energetic, let's do a little acupressure. So a meridian called the triple warmer or sand gel ends right in front of the ear canal, basically right over TMJ. And I'm going to bring all my fingers together, like kind of crane position. Remember Karate Kid? For some of us who grew up in the 80s, or were around back then, back in the olden days. And I'm going to, with this style of acupressure, very light pressure. So acupressure can be provided more firmly, as in shiatsu, which means finger pressure, or more subtly, where just making skin-to-skin contact, and I'm just energizing, focusing, or meditating on these points, both externally, where my skin is contacting Sanja 21, which is associated with relieving jaw pain, TMJ, pain, and also helping create a full body sense of well-being. And I imagine my contact energetically connecting right into the center of the brain, where there's these mammillary bodies that create and release endorphins. This is a very potent, powerful place to help create an overall sense of well-being and relaxation, working with triple warmer, or San Jiao is a traditional name, number 21. And I'll gently release there. So a little emphasis, kind of a little taste test for different things to explore and expand into your practice, especially people coming in stressed. They're in kind of a fight or flight. They're kind of fleeing, frenzied, running around, hamster wheeling. Releasing the jaw can release and create a whole body relaxation. In fact, according to Gouzet's theorem, the jaw is the main axis of mandibular motion is in the neck. So when we release the jaw, we release the neck. And not only is the jaw the main pattern setter for the neck, but it's also the main pattern setter for the shoulders and down the dural tube into the low back, hips, pelvis, and even into the legs. So releasing that TMJ can create an overall body relaxation. Now let's focus on some awesome sinus points. And we'll focus more on acupressure points. And there's 3 different points in particular I'd like to bring your attention to. And let's start with the welcoming fragrance just off from the nostril flare. This is the end of the large intestine meridian. And I'm going to use large intestine number 20. I'm going to use firm pressure to begin with. And I can hold again about 3 breaths, 30 seconds, more yang style. So I'm just adding pressure directly in toward the back of Nicole's head. is associated with clearing out the sinuses, helping the breath to return. I can also do stomach number 3, facial beauty point, which is in line with the pupil just below that zygomatic, the high point of the zygoma. And I'm going to use my fingers to aim directly in. And I do like to work with these bilateral. So when allergy season comes around, or people's sinuses are getting congested, or there's lots of head colds, these acupoints are super potent for helping diminish and clear out the maxillary and the ethmoid, even the frontal sinuses. And then moving from stomach 3, we'll work into urinary bladder 2, gathering bamboo or drilling bamboo. So on the inside of the eyebrow, the inner eyebrow point, we can hook in here, again, a great sinus releasing point. And I almost like hook in and lift up as though I'm tractioning the forehead, the upper forehead, the frontal bone, away from the maxillary sinuses. Again, about 3 deep breaths or 30 seconds here. So we can approach acupressure points, and this is based in traditional Chinese medicine with more of a yang style. This is more powerful, more physical, or more of a yin style, more subtle. So before we do the yin style, let's do a little yum massage right off from bladder number 2, urinary bladder number 2. And I'm going to do like a moon walking. So I'm going to move my index, and then my middle finger, and then my index, and then my middle finger over that third eye area. Moving.
My favorite.
This is your favorite? Yeah. It's like a moon walking. I can take it and just say between the third eye, or I can move up in line with the forehead. And maybe I'll end with a little squeezing out the length of the eyebrows. Ooh, that feels good. And then we can do more subtle. So I can hold maybe 4 points at the same time. I've got large intestine 20 and stomach 3. So you can multitask if you like. Or you can hold them independently. So just skin-to-skin contact. And with acupressure, if you're doing the more subtle variation, this more yin variation, you're looking for a non-blood pulse. You know it's a non-blood pulse if you feel 2 different pulses underneath your hands. Right? The heart, typically humans only have 1 heart. So if you're feeling 2 different pulses, you're probably working with the qi. Chinese medicine qi. And then we can also focus at those points. You can use 1 or more fingers. So since we're doing acupressure, it's not so specific that you are putting a needle in. So we have a little more free reign if you're a half an inch above or below the exact anatomical acupoint or acupressure point where you put a needle. You just cover more surface area. So great points to release and relieve the sinuses. And we can also work specifically with the meridians. Oh, and here's the sinus pictures. I've forgotten to put those up, but those are the areas that we were clearing out and draining. Yes, it wasn't just your imagination. It does appear everybody is an airhead. Everybody has holes in their head. Waka waka. Let's focus on the meridians now. We'll trace a couple meridians. So there are 12 main meridians associated with the organ meridians and 8 extraordinary meridians. And each organ meridian moves inside the body and goes through that associated organ and then finds its way outside to the skin, connecting the inner and outer realms. And the acupressure points, every meridian has a different number. Heart only has 9, urinary bladder over 60 points. So each meridian has a different number of acupoints. And we're going to do a little shiatsu for the gallbladder meridian. So we can start right out from the temples. You can follow along if you like. Very auspicious in China and in the East to have a set of 3. I'm going to create kind of like Spock ears around Nicole's head. We're making 3 triangular shapes following the flow of the gallbladder channel, which is very soothing, helps to release headaches, also helps to release tension in the face, The gallbladder channel is associated with decision making. I'm going to stop where I get stopped by the table, and then I'll repeat. A little softer kind of pressure up and over the temples, and then I can do firmer shiatsu, Japanese finger pressure, as we work up and down, making these triangular shapes, moving all around the scalp. You can do a few like this. Rhythmic rocking will help to create a parasympathetic response. So whenever possible, get that rhythmic rocking sensation to move through your contact. I'll do one more like this.
The decision maker.
Yeah, decision maker. So the gallbladder holds the bile and releases it to digest vitamins A, D, E, and K, fats, and it's metaphysically, energetically the decider, the decision maker. So if you're feeling, or you're hearing your client in a space of unknown territory, uncertainty, I don't know what to do, we can focus on GB, on the gallbladder meridian, and it just feels good to get the scalp worked in this methodical way, these ancient, thousands of years old practice, traditional Chinese medicine. And I also like to work with, it's called dumai, so the governing vessel. And I'm going to trace from, in Ayurveda they talk about the third eye and the crown chakra, but here I'm going to work from, in the Chinese cosmology, we're talking about yin tong and governing vessel number 20, 100 meeting space. And again, rocking up and down. So we talked about 12 organ meridians, and then there's 8 extraordinary meridians, and this is one of the 8 extraordinary meridians. I could use my thumbs next to each other, or I could do more of a leapfrog, one over the other over the other. Very, very nice. The dumai, or governing vessel, goes over all the yang organ meridians. And let's do a nice, one of my favorite holds here is going to be combining governing vessel 20, which is, if you follow the high point of the ears like Spock ears to the crown of the head, there's governing vessel 20. I'm going to hold with my thumb. And then my fingers are going to come to yin tong. And then I'm going to also hold under the chin in line with what's called conception vessel, or renmai. And here we have a very soothing, relaxing, I'm doing more the yin approach, super subtle, light pressure here. Yeah, and Nicole's taking some deep breaths, and typically hold here for about 30 seconds or so. One little variation, if you want, you can connect governing vessel, the end of governing vessel, under the philtrum of the nose, and maybe those urinary bladder points. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 acupoints. Wow! And again, energizing, soothing, and stimulating, both sedating and tonifying at the same time. And here, when we work with conception vessel, which is below the lower lip, the end of conception vessel moves up from the perineum through the mid-sagittal line on the front body. This rules over all the yin meridians. And then I'll end, let's do, how about a nice occipital base release. Nice way to just, connect everything up. I'm going to support nice craniosacral technique, holding under the scalp, and I'm going to push my fingers. You might do this as also an AO joint, and pressing my fingers under the scalp, letting the tissue melt over my pressure, majority of the pressure in my fingertips. Only about maybe 10-20% of pressure in my heel of my palms. No pressure in the balls, or in the center of my palms, rather. And if that tissue melts, the nugal ligament melts, the suboccipital melt, I can begin to traction superior. So I'm drawing the head off the neck. I'm tractioning the head like a turtle coming out of her shell. Very soothing, easygoing. And I've held this sometimes up to 5-10 minutes, and it feels like a giraffe neck, like the turtle neck just keeps elongating, getting longer and longer and longer. So you could continue to hold like that, or I'd like to share one more technique, clearing the confusion.
So I'm going to bring my hands to right in the center of the sternum. And then I'm going to, let me remove my watch. I'm going to allow contact between my forearms and Nicole's face as I begin to gently glide, slide, and I'm careful to avoid the front of the throat, but I'm moving the masseter tissue. I'm moving everything up and over like I'm drawing a second line. When possible, the thumbs are going to meet at that urinary bladder too, and then super slow motion. If this were a race, it'd be who could go the slowest. And I'm going to trace up from that yin tong, that third eye, all the way through center. And I'm going to end at that governing vessel number 20 called 100 meeting point. In the East, anytime they say 100 or 1,000, they basically mean infinity, too many to count. And I'm going to press down toward the foot of the table. We could take a couple like that. And just a nice way to end and close. Make another smile, extra smile here. Yeah, and notice which techniques felt the best for you. And that's what Nicole and I are really interested in, is combining the best of what we're exposed to and what feels really good, what feels good to give, what feels good to receive. If we had one rule, it would be make sure it feels good to give and good to receive. Practicing the Thai expression of loving kindness.
Metta.
Metta, M-E-T-T-A, loving kindness. I wonder if you'd be willing to do something for yourself that helps to encourage your own sense of loving kindness for yourself. This is real firm as we glide up from right through the frontalis muscles of the forehead. And I'm going to end with my pressure here. And we'd love if you stayed in touch with us. We're at heathandnicole.com. We have a YouTube channel where we show a lot of both massage techniques and movement therapy. Nicole and I teach medical qigong and all kinds of yoga therapy and repatterning exercises. And hang out with us on Facebook too. Our company name is Bodyworker Seminars. If you'd like to take a live class with us, do so, or go to our website to sign up for another online class, a webinar.
Travel to Asia with us.
Oh yeah, and we bring small groups to Asia, especially Thailand, one of our all-time favorite places. So if you'd like to share the loving kindness and really build your capacity to give and receive love, come hang out with us for a week or two out in Thailand. We'd love to have you join us.
That was lovely.
Yeah, that was really fun. I had a good time collaborating with you.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah,
we created fun together.
Yeah, we did create fun together.
Nice. I hope
Awesome.
you had fun too.
Yeah. Thanks so much, everybody. May the loving kindness be with you.
Thank you, Heath and Nicole. For more information about Heath and Nicole's products and their workshops, visit their website.
We appreciate you joining us for Head and Neck Summit. And Nicole and I are particularly passionate about blending Eastern and Western healing approaches. For instance, looking at the neck not only from an anatomical perspective, but also looking at it metaphorically, metaphysically, symbolically. The neck connects what's above with what's below, and the neck is the main intermediary between our thoughts and our feelings.
Yes, and you can explore more techniques and hear more philosophy, theory in our East Meets West video series. You can stream videos, East Meets West Yoga Massage, East Meets West Hands-Free Fusion Massage, and East Meets West Global Reflexology. All available now for you to stream, 20% off from now till September 16th. We'd love for you to see what we're up to and for you to continue to explore new techniques in your sessions.
Come visit us at heathandnicole.com.
heathandnicole.com.
That's us.
Hi, I'm Ann Williams. I'm ABMP's Director of Education. I'm here in Oklahoma City for Eric Dalton's Myoskeletal Alignment Technique Workshop. I'm going to bring Eric Dalton back to Colorado with me to the ABMP home office.
On October 10th, we're going to be offering our ABMP members an exclusive benefit. Eric Dalton is going to share his best techniques and his amazing approach to the body with you in an online streaming event. Join us live online October 10th.
My morning and evening rituals for my skin.
How do you take care of yourself?
Yeah, some self-care, self-nourishing moves. So the first move is, they're a little weird, a little wacky, so have fun trying some of these on. So we're going to bring two fingers, our V fingers, on the ends of our eyebrows. And we're going to look up and squint our eyes and make your eyes flutter as you breathe in. Make the eyes flutter and then breathe out and relax. Let's do that 2 more times. You're pressing firmly at the ends of the eyebrows as you look up, and then squint your eyes as you look up. Make your eyes jiggle wiggle and then relax.
That's weird, Nicole.
It is weird. I know. Press firmly with the fingers as you look up 1 more time. And then squint your eyes if you're trying to squint and see something in the far distance. Make your eyes jiggle wiggle and then relax. Close the eyes with the fingers here this time and firmly squeeze your eyes together and make the eyes wiggle jiggle a little bit. And 1 more breath.
I have to peek to see what you're up to.
And then let it go. So yeah, we're kind of working around stimulating the acupressure points at the ends of the eyebrows and working the muscles of the eye, around the eyes, to support and let go of some of those under eye
Oh, the bags.
bags under the
Get rid of those bags.
So now we're going to do something weird for the mouth. So just around the mouth itself. So we're going to kind of cover your teeth with your lips.
Aren't I always doing that?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then you're going to try and smile, but still cover your teeth. So you're...
I
So
wish
this is
we
fun.
could see all you. Try that. It feels funny.
Sensory neurons are found in the hands, feet, and face. So if you want to get to relaxation fast, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, the highest proportion of sensory neurons, and one of those locations is the face.
Yes, so we're focusing on the face, the head, and the neck a little bit today.
Yeah, super soothing. And we're also going to be looking at different projects, not only to release and reduce stress, but also helping to alleviate tension, headaches, sinus congestion, allergy-like symptomatology, as well as some TMJD.
Yes. And of course, if you've been with us before, you know we love to do a little bit of movement. Some way to take care of ourselves, to add some self-care into our own practice so that we can begin to feel like our cup is being filled.
Yeah, absolutely. And so why don't we just go into some experience?
Okay, so a little yoga for the face, inspired by Danielle Collins. She calls herself the forefront runner of face yoga for the face. So we're going to do a little bit of face yoga today. I'm going to get my hair tie and pull my hair back a little bit so I can do that with you. Are you joining us, Heath, today, doing a little face yoga?
I'd be happy to. I don't know what we're doing, so
All right,
I'll be
cool.
learning along with you all.
Some of these techniques I do for myself each morning and evening to help recirculate blood, recirculate lymph in my face, to help bring more, to reduce inflammation and kind of clear out congestion in general. So, and also a side bonus and plus is to create a young looking facial experience for myself and those around me.
I absolutely agree. You are gorgeous.
So thank you. And
and I'm appreciating how beautiful you are 20 years into our relationship.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I appreciate my
the mind with East meets West face massage. They'll integrate Ayurvedic, Thai, craniosacral, Chinese, and Japanese therapeutic approaches to the face and scalp massage for an amazing treatment that your clients will love. Heath and Nicole Reed love to integrate ancient healing practices to balance modern-day stress and continue to evolve their own healing practices with a special focus on expanding consciousness. Join an always lively and fun conversation with Heath and Nicole, owners of Bodyworker Seminars, and amplify your body intelligence with gentle yet empowering results-driven techniques. Have fun.
Welcome to East Meets West Face Massage.
My name's Heath.
And I'm Nicole.
And we are excited to share a myriad, a cornucopia
A
of
synergy, a fusion of...
different types of approaches to bodywork from across the globe.
Yeah, and particularly Asia.
Yeah, and both from, we'll be looking at the energetic perspective of traditional Chinese medicine, Japanese shiatsu, Ayurvedic Indian medicine, as well as Thai medical theory. And we'll also be blending in some Western approaches as well.
Yum.
Some craniosacral therapy,
Some lymphatic drainage, a little bit of Indian head massage.
Yeah.
Yum.
So East meets West, and finding a way to blend, to integrate, and to create an experience that really helps to open the senses, open the awareness, and relax the nervous system.
Yeah, especially when the hands, feet, and face are the portals to relaxation.
Hi everyone, I'm Cindy Williams. I'm ABMP's Education Program Coordinator. In our next session, Heath and Nicole Reed rejuvenate the skin, clear congestion, and calm...
Back and forth a couple times. Can you relax your shoulders as you do that? So you're trying to smile at me at the same time as you cover your lips.
It doesn't look like a smile.
But you're trying.
I'm so happy.
And let it go. You're going to do that one more time now, covering the... I got a little upper lip, so I got a little hot with that one for some reason. That's good stuff. So now we're going to cover the lips again, but this time we're going to move and stretch our neck at the same time. We're going to look up and look down towards our chest. And we're going to move our chin, so we're going to...
It's like a turtle.
Going up and going down.
Oh, yeah. And we're working the platysma?
Yeah, a little bit.
I so wish we could see all of you at the same time.
One more.
Yeah. Don't take yourself too seriously.
No, we're having a little bit of fun here.
Healing doesn't work so well in a container of seriousness.
Well, not for you.
No.
So we'll take the hands over the forehead. There you go.
Yeah.
Fingers touching, and then just gently rake across the forehead down. You're not even pulling.
Good.
Yeah, you're not even pulling the skin or anything like that. You're just raking the skin across a few times. After all that effort,
That
right?
makes my breath deepening. All those worry lines that furrow the eyebrow melting, opening up that windshield of perception.
Yes. Nice. That feel good.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna reach under your neck here, and then you're gonna stretch your chin up towards the sky and let your fingers glide towards the clavicles.
It's like a self-lymphatic
Yes.
drainage.